everyone. How are y'all this evening? Great. Would y'all look at this? Look at this. Look at the number of people that we've got out here. This is really great. For those of y'all who don't know, okay, who doesn't know me? Who does not know me? Raise your hand. Okay, well anyway, since you don't know me, young lady, my name is George Ewing. I am something. I'm not sure what. Thank you, Judy. Anyway, my name is George Ewing, and I am president of the Brick Street Players. And a while back, about last summer or so, for a while I've been going, somebody needs to start community theater again in Clinton. Somebody needs to do this. Somebody. Somebody didn't show up for a while, so I finally put the word out, and I got a bunch of good somebodies back here. You can read more about our board of directors later, but probably I'm going to take a few more minutes. But I've got a retired theater professor. I've got some high school theater instructors. I've got somebody from Tennessee. I've got somebody from Hines. So we have a lot of people that have theater backgrounds. So you don't want me to be picking these things out or acting in a lot of them. So we've got some good people, and you see from the list of the cast from the program, we've got a lot of people in Clinton, and we're just scratching the surface on talent. So, as with any community organization, your support is very vital to our existence. So, you'll see I've got some donation buckets out here. This is a free performance, so really if y'all could help support us by whatever you could give, that would be great. I've got another donation box up on the table there. So anything you can give us would be great. We also have membership forms, so if you want to join the Brick Street Players, we have single family memberships. We also have several levels of sponsorship that you can make, but you can be, you can give us our money. You can give us your money. So anyway, you go to Facebook, Brick Street Players on Facebook. You'll find our page. We'll promote our season. We'll promote upcoming events. We'll do a lot of our promotion from there right now. Well, I'll let you know that we are right now. We're just starting. This is our first production. We've already had about 200 people attend previous nights, but this is our first production. We're looking at doing low letters in the fall, then the Putnam County Spelling Bee in spring of 2023. Is that right, Clay? Putnam County, and then dining room. So we've got our season set. So we'll be putting notification out on social media and to get people involved. So also on your program, there's a list of our sponsors. We want to thank those, especially the bank by Pizza Shack here. We're at their front door, so they've been really gracious to allow us to do that. Please go in and buy, food. They've got really great appetizers. Their orange chug dip's really great. I'm just saying, get us, something cold to drink. Brick Street Pops. See back there in the corner, Brick Street Pops, and they've got their treats here. There's also, is there a discount tonight? 10% off tonight. You go see them. Also, the Spring Nutrition around the corner. I think they may still be open. And then they're not open tonight, but and then we got 303. So there's some really great things going on in Old Town. I swear I'm about to wrap it up. Our cast is not microphone. They have no microphones. There's no amplification of sound. So please be courteous to our performers. We're really trying to project, but sometimes it's just hard to hear with traffic and everything else. going on. So, silence your cell phones if you can. Also, please note there is a pistol sound effect in the production. That's planned. So don't be alarmed. There is. Okay, if you're not familiar with Romeo and Juliet, okay, say there's a fight. There is a fight in Romeo and Juliet. It's not the cast being, there's a fight. It's supposed to be there. So don't be scared when the pistol goes off. Don't be alarmed when they start fighting. They're supposed to do that. So please sit back and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Happy Mardi Gras! Happy Mardi Gras! Happy Mardi Gras! Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals.
No, for then we would be colliers.
And we being collar, will draw.
Aye, while you live, draw your neck out of collar.
I strike quickly, being moved.
Aha, but thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montagues moves me.
To move is to stir, but to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runnest away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I would take thee wall of any man or maid of Montagues.
That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest go to the wall. Draw thy tool, here comes the house of Montague.
My naked weapons out, quarrel, I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run?
Fear me not.
No, marry, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our side, and let them begin.
I will frown as we pass by, and let them leave it as they list.
Nay, as they dare, I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
It's the law on our side of it, say I.
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
Well, if you do, sir, I am for you as good as mad as you.
No better.
Well, sir,
Say better. Here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
better, sir.
You lie.
Draw if you need men. Gregory, remember thy watching blow.
Let up thy sword.
What? Art thou drawn among these heartless lines? Turn thee, Benvolio, look upon my death.
I do keep peace. My sword, men, are peacemen with me.
What, drawn and talking peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues and thee. How about thee, coward?
Down with the Capulet!
Down with the
What noise is this? Give me my longsword, ho! My sword, I say, old Montague! Is this blade in spite of me? Hold me not! Let me go!
Rebellious subjects! Enemies to peace! Defenders of this neighbor's and still! Oh, what ho! Will they not listen? You men! You beasts! Who quench the pernicious fire of your rage with purple fountains issuing from your veins. On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moved prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word between thee, old Capulet, and Montague, have thrice disturbed our streets and caused Verona's ancient citizens to cast by their grave beseeming ornaments, to wield old partisans in hands as old, cankered in peace, to part your cankered hate. If you ever disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. At this time, let all men depart. Capulet, you shall come along with me. Montague, come you this afternoon to know our farther pleasure in this case. To old Freetown our common judgment place. Once more, on pain of death, let all men depart.
Who said this ancient quarrel knew approach? Speak, niece, were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary and yours, close fighting ere I did approach. I drew to part them. the instant came the fiery Tybalt, with his sword prepared, which, as he breathed defiance to my ears, he swung about his head and cut the winds, who nothing art withal hissed him in scorn. While we were interchanging thrusts and blows, came more and fought on part and part. The prince came and parted either part.
So where's Romeo? Seeing you here today, right glad I am he was not at this fray.
Well, madam, an hour before the worship sun set forth the golden window of the east, a troubled mind drove me to walk abroad, where, underneath that grove of sycamore that westward rooteth from this city side, so early walking did I see your son.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning's dew, adding the clouds, more clouds with his deep sighs. But also soon as the all-cheering sun should in the farthest east begin to draw the shady curtains from Aurora's bed, away from light sits on my heavy sun, and private, in his chamber pins himself, shuts up his windows, blots fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and portentous must his humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
My noble uncle, do you know the cause?
I neither know it nor can learn again. Could we but learn from whence his sorrows grow, we would as willingly give cure as know.
See where he comes. So please you step aside. I'll know his grievances or be much denied.
I would thou wert so happy by thy stay to hear two shrift. Come, madam, let's away.
Good morrow, cousin.
The day so young.
But noon struck 9.
I mean, sad hours seem long. Was that my father who would sick so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which, having, makes them short.
In love,
Out.
of love,
Out of her favor, where I am in love.
alas that love, so gentle in his view, should be so fearless and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh me, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. This love be I, but no love in this. Hast thou not glad?
No, cuz I'd rather weep.
Good heart, what?
Of thy good heart's oppression.
Well, such is love's transgressions. Love is a smoke raised with the fume of sighs, being purged, a fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed, a sea nourished with loving tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall, preserving sweets. Farewell, my cousin.
Stop, I will go along. Leave me so wrong.
But I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He is some otherwhere.
Tell me in sadness, who is that you love?
What shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan, I know, but sadly, tell me who.
Sick man in sadness makes his will. A word ill urged to one that is so ill in sadness. Cousin, I do love a woman.
I aimed so near when I supposed that you loved.
A right good markman, and she's fair I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz the soonest hit.
Well, in that hit you miss. She's not to be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Diane's wit and its strong proof of chastity well armed. From love's weak childish bow, she lives uncharmed. Oh, she is rich in beauty, only poor that when she dies, with beauty dies her store.
Then she hath sworn she will still live chaste.
She hath forsworn to love, that in that vow do I live dead that live, to tell it now.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eye. Examine other beauties.
Is the way to call her exquisite. In question more, he that is stricken blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note where I may read who passed that passing fair? Farewell, thou canst not teach me to forget.
Oh, I'll pay that doctrine, or else die in debt.
Montague is bound as well as I in penalty alike, and 'tis not hard to think that men so old as we should keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But saying more what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in this world. She has not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride ere we may think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred are those so early made. But woo her, gentle parents, get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part. This night I hold an old accustomed feast whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love. And you among the store, one more, most welcome, makes my number more. Come, go with me. Go, Cyril, trudge about fair Verona and find the persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Find those names that are written here. I am sent to find those persons whose names are here writ, and can never find the writing person's name hath here writ. I must learn it to the good time.
Hot man! One fire burns out another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy and be helped by backward turning. One desperate grief is cured with another's languish. Take thine some new infection to thine eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Good-eyed Canadian, I pray, can you read?
Aye, mine own fortune and my misery.
Perhaps you learn it without book, but I pray, can you read anything that you see?
Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
Ye say honestly, rest you merry.
Stay, fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, Count Jan Salme and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitruvio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline and Livia, Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena, a fair assembly. Whither should they come?
Ah,
Whither? To supper?
to our house.
Whose house?
My master.
Indeed. I should have asked thee that before.
Now, I tell you without asking, my master is the great and rich in Capulet, and you now the house of Montagues, I pray, come crush your cup of wine. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, whom thou so love, along with all the other admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unintended eye compare her face to some that I shall show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
One fairer than my love. The all-seeing sun ne'er saw her fair match since the world first begun.
Tut, you saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in those crystal scales let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid that I shall show you shining at the feast. She can't show well that now shows best.
I'll go along. No such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me.
Now, by my maidenhead at 12 years old, I bade her come. What's love? What's ladybird?
Romeo was asked for, and the nurse comes in the pantry and everything is extremely. That's just the way to beseech you will follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays. Oh, go, girl. Seek happy nights to happy days. Ow!
Give me the torch. I'm not for this ambling being but heavy. I will bear the lights.
Hey, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I'm too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers, and so bound I cannot bound a pitch above Dolo. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it, should you birth in love, too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like a thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in, a visor for a visor. What care I what curious eye doth coat deformities? Here the beetle brows shall blush for me.
Come, knock it in here. No sooner in, but every man to take him to his legs.
A torch for me. Let wantons light of heart tickle the senseless rushes of their heels, for I am proverbed with a grandshire phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Tunt! Done's the mouse, the constable's own word. If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire, or save your reverence love, wherein thou stickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight, oh.
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights like lights by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that air once in our fine wits.
We mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis not wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
So did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
That asleep while I do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you.
Queen Mab, what's she?
She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alder, drawn with a little team of atomi over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes made of long spinner's legs, the covers of the wings of grasshoppers, her traces of the smallest spider's web, her whip of cricket's bone, whap-pa, the lash of film, her wagoner, a small gray-coated gnat, not half so big as a round little worm plucked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot, an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old grub, time out of mind the fairies' coachmakers, and in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love, or courtiers' knees who dream on curtsies straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry map with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweetmeats tainted are. Whew. Sometimes she gallops over a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit.
Peace, peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talk'st of nothing.
True, I talkest of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain begot of nothing but fantasy, which is as thin as substance as the wind and as inconstant as the air.
Ah, this wind you speak of blows us from ourselves. Come, supper is done, we shall come too late.
You're too early, for my mind misgives some consequence yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful dates and expire the term of a despised life close in my breast by some vile forfeits of untimely death. But he that tapped the steerage of my course, direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen.
Welcome, gentlemen. Ladies that have their toes unplagued with corns will walk about with you. Ah, my mistresses, which of you all shall now deny to dance? She that makes dainty, she also hath corns. Am I come near you now? Ah, welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day that I have worn a visor and could tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please. Ah, 'tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. A hall, make room, and foot it, girls. More light, you knaves, and turn the tables up. Ah, and quench that fire. This room grows too hot. Ah, sirrah, this unlooked for sport comes well.
What lady is that which doth enrich hand of yonder knights?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of knights like a rich jewel in the Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear shows a snowy dove trooping with the crows. As yonder lady o'er her fellow shows, the measure done, I'll watch her take her place of stand, and touching hers make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now? For swear at sight, for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This by his voice should be of Montague. What, dares the slave come hither, covered with an antic face, to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead I hold it not a sin.
How now, kinsman, wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz, he bears himself a portly gentleman, and to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not for the wealth of all the town here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore, be patient. Take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence, and put off these frowns and ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, go to.
Patience perforce with willful color meeting makes my flesh tremble in their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert your bitterest gall.
By profane, my unworthiest hand, the gentle sin is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims, rank stand smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hands too much. Which mannerly devotion shows this? For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Not saints' lips and holy palmers too.
I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray, grantst thou, let faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, my prayers effect I take.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor. Her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and a wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked with all. Oh, I tell you, he that can lay a hold of her shall have the cheek. Oh.
Is she a Capulet? Oh dear Count, my life is my foe's dead.
Away, begone!
So I fear, the more is my unrest.
Nay, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet toward. Ah, well, I thank you, honest gentlemen. Good night. Ah, by my fay, it waxes late. I'll to my rest.
What is yon gentleman?
I know not.
Go ask his name. If he be married, my grave is like to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen, unknown, and known too late, prodigious birth of love it is to me. That I must love a loathed enemy.
Oh, what's this? What's this?
A rhyme I learned even now when I dance with you.
Well, come, let's away. The strangers all are gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here? Turn back, dull earth, and find thy center out.
Romeo! Romeo!
Romeo. He is wise, and all my life hath stolen him to bed.
Come, he ran this way and left this orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo, humors, passion, madman, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Cry but I, me, pronounce but love and dove.
Come, he hath hid himself among these trees to be consorted with thy humorous knight. Blind as his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Romeo, good night. Out to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here, who means not to be found.
He just had scars that never felt a wound. Soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet's is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, for it is already sick and pale with grief. For her maid art far more fair than she. But does she rest her cheek upon her hand? But that I wear a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn, my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more? Or shall I speak of this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, then, not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened a knight so stumblest upon my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's uttering, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death. Considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find me here.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou, good sweet, and I'll be proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life is better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
Thou knowest the mask of night is upon my face, else would a maiden blush to paint my cheeks with the things which thou hast heard me speak tonight. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayest think my behavior light, but trust me, I will prove more true than those that have more coin to be strange. I should have been strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst ere was where my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love which the dark night hath so discovered.
Lady, I vow, by yonder blessed moon would tip to silver all these fruit tree tops.
Swear not by the moon, then constant moon the monthly changes in her circle o'er, lest thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Well, do not swear. Although I join thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too sudden, too unadvised. Too like the lightning, which does cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love, by some of ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet.
Wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
Exchange thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine, for thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
And wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again, and yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love is deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have for both our infinite. Madam! I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse! Sweet Montague, be true. Save a little, I will come again.
Blessed, blessed night. I'm afeard, being in this night all but a dream, too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow by one that all before to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
By and by I come to cease thy strife, and leave me to my grief tomorrow will I sleep.
So
Juliet!
1,000 times, Juliet.
1,000 times the worse to want thy lights. Love goes towards love, as schoolboys from their books, and love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Romeo,
My sweet,
what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
by the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stay here till thou shalt remember it.
I will forget again to have thee stand there, remembering how I loved thy company.
And I'll still stay, waiting for you to forget, forgetting any other home but this.
Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I must say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell in thine eye, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep in peace, so sweet to rest. Hence will I to my ghostly friar's close cell. His help to crave, my dear hap to tell. Good morrow, Father.
Benedicat! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Thou art aroused by some distemperature, or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father. No, I have forgot that name and that name's woe.
That's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee ere thou ask me it again. I have been feasting with my enemy that on a sudden one hath wounded me, thus by me, wounded. Both are remedies within thy holy physic lies. I bear no hatred, blessed man, for lo, my intercession likewise steads my foe.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of the rich Capulet. As hers on mine, as mine is set on hers. Gather what thou must combine by holy marriage. When, and where, and how we met, we wooed, and made exchange of vow. And I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis, what a change is here. Is Rosaline, whom thou didst love so dearly, so soon forsaken? Young men's love lies truly not in their hearts, but in their eyes.
Thou chidest me off for loving Rosalind.
For doting, not for loving pupil mine.
That is me very love.
Not in a grave to leave one in, another out to have.
God's grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love did read by throat that could not spell. But come, young waverer, come, go with me. In one respect I'll thy assistant be. For this alliance may so happy prove, turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Let us hence. I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his father's. I spoke to his man.
Why, that same pale, hard-hearted wench, that Rosaline, torments him so that he will sure run mad.
Tybalt, the kinsman to old Capulet, hath sent a letter to to his father's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Any man that can write may answer a letter.
Nay, he will answer the letter's master. How he dares, big dare.
Alas, poor Romeo, he's already dead. Stabbed with a white wench's black eye, shot through the ear with the love song, the very pin of his heart cleft with the blind bow-boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why, what is Tybalt?
More than the prince of cats. Oh, he's the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing prick songs, keeps time, distance, and proportion. He rests his minim rests, 1, 2, and then a third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button, a duelist, a gentleman of the very first house of the first and second cause.
Oh, here comes Romeo!
And without his roe, like a dried herring. Oh, flesh, how art thou fishified?
Signor Romeo, bonjour.
There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir, the slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hands.
Meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
Oh, most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
All right.
Well, then it's my pump will flower.
Oh, come between us, good Benvolio, my wit's face.
Switch and spurs off, my man.
Nay, if our wits run the wild goose chase, I am done. For thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure I have in my whole 5. Was I with you there for the goose?
Thou wast never there with me when thou wast not there for the goose.
I will bite thee by the ear for that jest.
Nay, good goose, bite not, bite not.
Thy wit is a very bitter sweeting. It is a most sharp sauce.
And is it not well served into the sweet goose?
Oh, here's a wit of Subirio that stretches from an inch narrow to an ell broad.
Well, then I stretch it out for that word broad, for when added to the goose, prove thee a far, wide, a broad goose.
Now, is not this better than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable. Now art thou Romeo. Now art thou what thou art by art as well as by nature. For this driveling love is like a great natural that runs lolling up and down to hide his bauble in a hole.
Stop there. Stop there.
Thou desirest me to stop in my tail against the hair?
Thou wouldst else have made thy tail large.
Nay, thou art deceived. I would have made it short, for I had come to the whole depth of my tale and meant indeed to occupy the argument no longer.
Here's goodly gear.
Oh,
A shell! A shell!
two, a shirt and a smock.
Peter,
A knife?
my fan, Peter.
Good, Peter, to hide her face, for her fans the fair face.
God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God ye good e'en, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good, Ian?
'Tis no less, I tell you, for the body hand of the dial now rests upon the prick of noon.
Upon you, what a man are you?
One gentlewoman that God hath made himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said, for himself to mark, quoth he. Oh, gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I might find young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be far older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I'm the youngest of that name for fault of a worse.
Well, you say well.
Is the worst well? Very well took it faith, wisely, wisely.
Well, if you be he, sir, then I desire some confidence with you.
She will indict me unto supper.
Romeo, will you come to your father's? We'll to dinner thither.
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell, lady. Lady.
I pray you, sir, what saucy merchant was this that was so full of his ropery?
A gentleman, nurse. one that loves to hear himself talk, and will speak more in a minute than he will stand to in a month.
And he speak anything against me, I'll take him down, and he were lustier than he is, and 20 such jacks. And if I cannot, I'll find those that shall, scurvy knave. I am none of his flirt heels, I am none of his skeins mates. And thou must stand by too and suffer every knave to use me at his pleasure.
I saw no man you two at his pleasure.
No.
If I had, my weapon should quickly denounce. I warrant you. I dare draw as soon as another man. If I see occasion of a good quarrel and law on my side.
Now, afore God, I am so vexed that every part about me quivers, oh scurvy knave! Ready, sir? A word. As I told you, my young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bade me tell you, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell ye, if ye should lead her into a fool's paradise, as they say, 'twere a very gross kind of behavior, as they say, for the gentlewoman is young, and therefore if you should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and a very weak dealing.
Nurse, I commend unto thee, protest to that
Oh,
lady.
good heart, Eve, I will tell her as much. Lord, Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her, nurse? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest. Protest. Which, I take it, oh, is a gentleman-like offer.
Do so. Tell her to come to shrift this afternoon, and there she shall, at Friar Lawrence's close cell, be shrift and married. Here, it's for thy pains.
Oh, no, sir, truly, not a penny.
Go to. Say you shall.
This afternoon, you say? Well, she shall be there.
Send me to thy lady.
1,000 times. Peter,
A nun?
before, and a pace. Up, 4, up, 4, up.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Now is the sun upon the hindmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 to 12 is 3 long hours, yet she it yourself. Here's such a coil. What says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrimp this afternoon?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you laugh. Oh, now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be scarlet straight at any news. I am the drudge, and I full in your delight, but you, oh, you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go out to dinner, hie you to the sale.
High to high fortune. Honest nurse, farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen. But come when sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do that. But join our hands with holy words, and love devouring death do what he dare. It is enough I may but call her mine.
Here comes the lady. Oh, so light a foot will ne'er wear out the everlasting flint.
Good evening to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
Much to him, else is his thanks to mine.
Come with me, and we will make short work, for by your leaves, you shall not stay alone until Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl, for the hot days is mad blood stirring.
Come, thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
And what two?
Nay, and there were two such, we should have none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun. And yet, thou wilt tutor me from quarreling.
By my head, here comes the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, good evening. Word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort. What dost thou make us, minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us live to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance.
Zounds, consort.
We speak here in the public haunt of men, either withdraw to some private place, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will budge for no man's pleasure eye.
Well, peace be upon you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery. Marry, go before to field. He'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him man.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none, therefore farewell. See thou know'st me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thou better than thou canst devise, until thou shalt know the reason of my love. Good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own. Be satisfied.
Oh, come, dishonorable, vile submission. Tybalt, you rat, catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have?
Good prince of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives.
I am for you.
Come, sir, your passado.
Gentlemen,
Mercutio!
for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the Prince expressly has forbidden banding in Verona streets. Tybalt, Mercutio.
I'm hurt. Both your houses I have spent. She gone and hath nothing. Aye, aye. A scratch. Nay, 'tis enough.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
Nay, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough, 'twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I'm covered. I warned for this world. Plague of both your houses. Sounds. A dog, a mouse, a rat, a cat to scratch a man to death. A villain, a rogue, that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some house, brother, or I shall faint. The plague of both your houses. They have made worms meat of me, and soundly too. Your houses.
This gentleman, the prince's dear ally, my very friend, had got his mortal hurt on my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my kinsman. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made that effeminate that, in my temper soft and valor steel.
Romeo, brave Mercutio is dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds which too untimely did scorn.
This day's black fates on most days doth depend. This but begins the woes others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt.
Alive in triumph for Mercutio slain. Away to heaven, respected lenity, for fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again. The latest thou gavest me. Mercutio's soul is but a ways above our head, waiting for thine to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
Thou wretched boy that didst consort him here shalt with him hence.
This shall determine that.
Away. Begone, the citizens are up and Tybalt slain. The prince will do thee death if thou art found. Hence, go away.
I am fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Which way ran he that killed Mercutio? Tybalt, that murderer. Which way ran he?
There lies Tybalt.
Up, sir, go with me. I charge thee in the prince's name. Obey.
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Oh, noble prince, I can discover all the unlucky manners of this fatal brawl. Here lies the man, slain by young Romeo, who slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio. Tybalt? My cousin? Oh, my brother's child! Oh, cousin! Oh, husband! Oh, prince! The blood is spilled of our dear kinsman! Oh, princess, thou art true, for blood of ours, spilled blood of Montague!
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt's here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo who bade him bethink how nice it quarrel was, urged with all your high displeasure. All this uttered, with calm look, gentle breath, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce the unruly spleen of Tybalt. Death is a peace, but that he points with bold Mercutio's breast, and call as hot, he turns deadly point to point. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold, friends, friends, part, and swift within his agile arm, His agile arm beats down their fatal points and betwixt them rushes. Underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hits the life of stout Mercutio, and so Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to it they go like lightning, for ere at the thought of Parker was Tybalt's slain. And as he fell, Romeo turned and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
She, his kinsman, to the Montague affection makes her false. She speaks not true. Some 20 fought in this black strife, and of that 20 could kill but one life. I beg for justice, prince, which thou must give. Romeo slew Tybalt, and Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio. Who now the price of his dear blood doth owe?
Not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes, but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. I have some interest in your heart's proceeding. My blood for your rude brawl doth lie a-bleeding, but I'll immerse you with so strong a fine, you shall all repent the loss of mine. And I'll be deaf to pleadings or excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses, therefore use none. Let Romeo hence an ace, else when he is found, that hour will be his last. Bear this body away and hence, and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
Gentle night, the loving black-browed night, give me my Romeo. And when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars, and he shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the fair sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of love and not possessed it. Though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is the stay, as is the night course on festivals, an impatient child who hath new robes and may not wear them. How now, nurse? Why dost thou wring thy hands?
Oh, will a day, he's dead, he's dead, he's dead. Oh, we are undone, lady, we are undone. He's gone, he's killed, he's dead.
Can heaven be so envious?
Oh, Romeo, candle, heaven not. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, who would have ever thought?
What devil art thou that dost torment us? This torture should be borne in his whole hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I in that fair battle I shall poison her with death dart I cockatrice.
Oh, I saw the wound. I saw it with my own eyes here on his manly breast. A piteous course. A bloody, piteous course. Pale, pale as ashes, all bedabbled in blood, all in gore blood, all wounded at the side.
Break my heart, poor babe, break at once. To prison eyes ne'er look on liberty, vile earth to earth resign, in motion here. And now in Romeo press one heavy bier.
Oh, Tybalt, Tybalt, best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman. Oh, that ever I should live to see thee dead.
What storm is this that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dearest cousin and my dear lord. Then, friend prophet, sound the general doom. Who is living if those two are gone?
Oh, no, no, Tybalt is gone, and Romeo banished. Oh, Romeo that killed him. Oh, he is banished.
Did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
Oh, it did, alas the day, it did.
Serpent heart hid with flowering face. Did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, queen angelical, was ever book containing such vile matter so fairly bound? Or that deceit should dwell in such a gorgeous palace?
There is no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all not, all dissemblers. Oh, these griefs
Romeo? Romeo, come forth! Come forth, thou fearful man!
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance at my hand that I yet know not?
Too familiars, my dear son, with such sour company. I bring thee tidings of the prince's doom.
What less than doomsday is the prince's doom?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishments. Be merciful, say death, for exile hath more terror in his luck, much more than death. Do not say banishments.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona's walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence, banished is banished from the world, and world exile is death. Hence, banished is death mistermed. Calling death banishment. Thou cuttest my head off with a golden axe and smilest upon the stroke that murders me.
Oh, death, sin. Oh, brood of thankfulness, thy fault our law calls death, but the kind prince, taking thy part, hath brushed aside the law and turned that black word death to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
It is torture and not mercy. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing, may live here in heaven, and may look on her, but Romeo may not.
Let me dispute with thee of thy estate.
Thou canst not speak of that thou dost not feel. For thou as young as I, Juliet thy love, and I were but married, Tybalt murdered, doting like me, and like me banished. Then mightst thou speak, then mightst thou tear thy hair, fall upon the ground as I do now, taking the measure of an unmade grave.
Arise, one knocks. Good Romeo, hide thyself. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you?
Oh.
What's your will?
Oh, let me in, and ye shall know my errand. Oh, I come from the Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, tell me, Holy Friar, tell me, where is my lady's lord? Where is Romeo?
There on the ground with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is even in my mistress's case, just in her case. Even so was she, blubbering and weeping and blubbering.
Nurse, thou speakest of Juliet. How is it with her?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and now falls on her bed and then starts up and on Tybalt calls and on Romeo cries and then down falls again.
Tell me, Friar, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge, so that I might sack this hateful mansion?
What? Rouse thee, man! Thy Juliet is alive, for whose dear sake thou wast but lately dead. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law that threatened death becomes thy friend and turns into exile. There art thou happy. A pack of blessings light upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her finest array. But like a misbehaved and sullen witch, focussed upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed, for such die miserable. Go, get thee thy love, as was decreed. Ascend her chamber, hence, and comfort. But look, thou stay not till the watch be set, for then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live, till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee back with 20,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation.
Good Lord, I could stay here all night to listen to him. What learning
so, and bid my sweet prepared a chide.
Here, sir. Ring she bid me give you, sir. Barkeep, hurry, it grows very late.
Well, my comfort is revived by this.
Go, hence, good night. Here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or before the break of day disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua. I'll find out your man, and he shall signify from time to time every good hap to you that chances here. Give me thy hand, 'tis late. Farewell, good night.
But that a joy past joy calls out in me. It were a grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir, so unluckily that we have had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly, and so did I. Well, we were born to die. It is very late. She will not come down tonight. I promised, but for your company, I would have been abed an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no time to work. Madam, good night. Mend wounds, dear daughter.
I will. And know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she is mewed up to her heaviness.
Sir Paris, I shall make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she shall be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not. Why, go you to her ere you go to bed, and acquaint her here with my son Paris's love, and bid you, mark you, on Wednesday next. But stop, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday? Well, Wednesday is too soon. On Thursday, let it be. On Thursday, tell her she shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like the taste? Well, keep no great ado, a friend or two, for, hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, it may be thought we held him carelessly, being our kinsman, if we revel much. Therefore, we shall have some half a dozen friends, and there it ends. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
I'll go get you gone, then. On Thursday be it. Wife, go you to Juliet and prepare her up against this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. Oh, right to my chamber. Oh, before me it is so very late that we may call it early by and by. Good night.
Wilt thou be gone? It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale, not the lark, that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear.
Was the lark, the herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious tricks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight, I know it, I therefore stay yet. Thou needst not to be gone.
Let me be taken. Let me be put to death. I'm content so thou wilt have it so. I'll say, yon gray is not the morning eye, 'tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow. Come, death, and welcome, Juliet, wilt it so? How is my soul? It is not day, let's talk.
It is, hie hence, be gone away. It is a lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. Be gone, more light and light it grows.
More lights and lights, more dark and dark my woes.
Madam!
Nurse?
Oh, your lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Go, be wary. Look about.
Then, window let day in and let life out.
Farewell, farewell. One kiss, and I'll descend.
Fortune, fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Then, fortune, be fickle, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back.
Oh, Juliet, are you up?
Who is that calls? Is it my lady mother? Is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Oh, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I man like he doth grieve my heart.
It is because the traitor, murderer lives.
I, madam, from the reach of these my hands would none but I might venge my cousin's death.
Thou shalt have vengeance. Fear thou not, then weep no more. I shall send to one in Mantua, where that same banished renegade doth live, and he shall give him such an unaccustomed dram that he shall soon keep Tybalt company, and then I hope thou wilt be satisfied.
Indeed, I never shall be satisfied with Romeo till I behold him. Dead is my poor heart for a kinsman vexed. Madam, if you could find but a man to bear a poison, I would temper it, that Romeo should, upon receipt thereof, soon sleep in quiet. Oh, how my heart abhors to hear him named and cannot come to him. To wreak the love I bore my cousin upon his body that slaughtered him.
Find thou the means, and I'll find the man. But I bring thee joyful tidings, girl.
Joy comes well in such a needy time. What are they? Beseech your ladyship.
Well, well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who'd put thee from thy heaviness, hath sorted out a sudden day of joy, one which thou expectest not, and I look not for.
Madam, in happy time, what day is that?
Mary, my child, next Thursday morn, that valiant, young, and noble gentleman, County Paris, at St. Peter's Church, shall happily make thee there a joyful bride.
By St. Peter's Church and Peter too, he shall not make me there a joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed ere he that should be husband comes to rue. Go in and tell my lord and father I will not marry, and when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate, rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Juliet!
Tell him so yourself. Here he is. See how he takes the news at your hands.
How now, a conduit girl? What, still in tears, evermore showering? In one little body thou counterfeitst a bark, a sea, a wind. For still thy eyes, which I may call the sea, do ebb and flow with tears. How now, wife, have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir. I have. She thanks you. Yes, but she will none. I wish the fool were married to her grave.
So, take me with you. Take me with you, wife. How will she none? Does she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Does she not count herself blessed and unworthy as she is, that we have robbed so worthy a gentleman to be her groom?
Not proud that you have, but thankful that you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How. Chopped logic, what is this? Proud and I thank you, and I thank you not, and yet not proud. Mistress Minion, you thank me no thankings, nor proud me no prouds, but fettle your fine joints against Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I'll drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness, carrion! Out, you baggage, you tallow face!
You are too hot.
Look to it. Think on it. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. Lay hand on heart, advise. And you be with me, I'll give you to my friend. Did you be not? Hang, beg, starve, die in the streets! For by my soul I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, bethink you, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? How sweet my mother cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week, or you do not. Make that bridal bed in that dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me. I'll not hear a word. Do as thou wilt. I am done with thee. Oh, madam.
Nurse, how shall this be prevented? My husband is on earth, my faith in heaven. How shall that faith return again to earth unless that husband send it me from heaven by leaving earth? Comfort me, counsel me. Alack, alack, that heaven should practice stratagems on so soft a subject as myself. What sayest thou? Hast thou not a word of joy, some comfort, nurse?
Oh, faith, here it is.
fortune and all the world to nothing, that he dares ne'er come back to challenge you, or if he do, it needs but be Bastille. Then, since the case so stands as now it doth, I get best you married with the county. Oh, he is a lovely gentleman. Oh, Romeo is a dishclout compared to him. An eagle, madam, hath not so green, so quick, so fair, and eye as Paris hath. I mean, beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in this second match. Or, if you are not, your first is dead. For 'twere as good he were as living here and you no use to him.
Speakest thou from thy heart?
And from my very soul, too, else beshrew them both.
Amen.
What?
Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in and tell my lady I am gone, having displeased my father to Lawrence go, to make confession and be absolved.
Oh, Mary, I will. Oh, this is wisely done.
Ancient damnation! Almost wicked fiend! Is it more sin to wish me thus forsworn, or to dispraise my lord with that same tongue, which ye have praised him with above compare so many thousand times? Go, counselor, thou and my bosom henceforth be twain. Call to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fails, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir? The time is very short.
My father packed me up and have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack pace.
You say you do not know the lady's mind. Uneven is the course. I like it not.
A moderate and sweet for Tybalt's death, and therefore have a little talk of love. For Venus smiles not in a house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she do give her sorrows such sway. In his wisdom, haste our marriage, stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now do you know the reason of this haste?
I would I knew not why you should be slain. Look, sir, here comes the lady toward my cell.
Happily met, my lady, and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That maybe must be love on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
To answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will ye, I am sure, that you love me.
If I do so, it would be a more price both behind your back and to your face.
Poor soul. He's much amused with tears.
Tears have small victory, for it was bad enough before their fight.
Thou wrongst it more than tears with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is the truth. And what I spake to my face.
Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
It may be so, for it is not mine own. Are you at leisure now, holy father, or should I come to you to be mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God and shield as you disturb the boat. Juliet, on Thursday early, will I rouse. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Shut the door. When thou hast done so, come, weep with me. Hast hope, hast fear, hast help?
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief.
Tell me not that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. God, join my heart and Romeo's thou our hands. Give me some present counsel, or behold, twixt my extremes and me this bloody knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of
daughter. I do spy a kind of hope, and if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Bid me leap rather than marry Paris, off the battlements of yonder tower, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with the dead man in his shroud. Things which, to hear them spoken, have made me tremble. And I will do it without fear or doubt, to live an unstained wife to my sweet love.
Hope. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not the nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial, and in bed. This distilled liquor drink thou all, when presently through thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor, for no pulse shall keep its native progress, but surcease. In this borrowed likeness of shrunk death thou shalt continue 42 hours, and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. In the meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift. Hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua.
Give me, tell me not of fear.
Hold. Get you gone. Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed to Mantua with my letters through thy Lord.
Love, give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell, dear father.
What, is my daughter gone to Friar Lawrence?
I pursued.
Well, he may chance to do some good on her. Peevish, self-willed harlotry it is.
Oh, see where she comes from shrift with the merry look.
How now, headstrong, where have you been gadding?
Where I have learned thee to repent the sin of disobeying you and your defense, and enjoined by holy Lord's will prostrate here and beg your pardon. Pardon, I beseech you. Henceforward am I ever ruled by you.
Send for the county, go tell him of this. I'll have this knot knit up tomorrow morning.
I met the youthful lord at Lord's, and what becometh of I might, not stepping o'er the bounds of modesty.
Well, I'm glad on it. This is well. Stand up.
Nurse, will you go with me into my closet to help me search such needful ornaments as you see fit to furnish me tomorrow?
No, not till Thursday. There's time enough.
Go, nurse, go with her. We'll to church tomorrow.
We shall be short in our provision. 'Tis now near night.
Tush, I will stir about, and all things shall be well, I warrant thee, wife. Go thou to Juliet and help to deck up her. I'll not to bed tonight. Let me alone. I'll play the housewife for this once. What? Are they all for it? Well, I will want myself to County Paris to prepare him up against tomorrow. Ah, my heart is wondrous light, since the same wayward girl is so reclaimed.
Aye, those attires are best. But please you leave me to myself tonight, for I have need of many orisons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which, well thou knowest, is cross and full of sin.
Now, Juliet, needest thou my help?
No, madam, we have culled such necessaries as are behooveful for our state tomorrow. So, leave me alone tonight and let the nurse sit up with you, for I know you have your hands full in all this so sudden business.
Yes. Good night. Get thou some rest, for thou hast need.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? In this dismal scene, I needs must act alone. Come, Vile. Romeo, 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 here's drink. I drink to thee.
Madam, mistress! Why, you slug a bed. What? Not a word. Well, you get your penny's worth now. Sleep for a week. For I warrant the county Paris has set up his rest so that you shall rest but little. Oh, God forgive me, Mariana men. Madam, I needs must wake you. Lady? Lady? Alas! Alas! Help! Help! Oh, my lady's dead! Oh!
How doth Balthasar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? That I ask again. For none. She be ill if she be well.
Then she is well and nothing can be. Her body sleeps in Capel's mother, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her lay low in her kindred's boast, and presently took post fertility. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is it e'en so? Then I defy you, stars! Thou knowest my lodging. Give me ink and paper and hire post horses I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and full of course of this adventure.
Tush, thou art deceived. Leave me, and do the things I bid thee do. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter. Get thee gone, and hire those horses. I will be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Mischief, thou art swift to enter the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabout she dwells, which late I noted in tattering of weeds, which had overwhelming brows, calling of simples. As I remember, this should be the place. Being holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What ho, apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither. I seeth thou art poor. Hold, there is 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison, such soon speeding gear that will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead, and that the trunk may be discharged of breath as violently as hasty powder doth hurry from a fatal cannon's wound.
Such mortal drugs I have, but Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
Contempt and beggary hangs upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich. Therefore be not poor, but break it, and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consents.
Pay thy poverty, and not thy will.
Take this. Put it in any liquid thing you will and you drink it. And if you have the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch us straight.
There's thy gold. Worse poison to men's souls, doing more murder in this loathsome world than these compounds that thou mayst not sell. Thou hast sold me poison. I have sold thee none. Therefore, farewell. Go, buy food, and get thyself in flesh. Come cordial and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there must I use thee.
Holy Franciscan Friar, Brother Ho.
This same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother Round, one of our orders, to associate me here in this city visiting the sick, and finding him, the watchers of the town, suspecting that we both were in a house, where the infectious pestilence did rage, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, and my speed to meds where there was stay.
Who bear my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. Nor get a messenger to bring it thee. His spirit will work his infection.
Unhappy fortune. By my brotherhood, the letter was not nice, but full of charge, of dear import, and the neglecting it may do much danger. Cries out, go hence, get me an iron crow, and bring it straight unto my cell.
But brother, I'll go and bring it thee.
Now beside to the monument alone. Within this 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. Poor living corse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Give me that torch, boy. Hence and stand aloof. Yet put it up, for I would not be seen. Under yon yew tree lie thee all along, holding thine ear close to the hollow ground. So shall no foot upon this churchyard tread, being loose, unfirm, with digging of graves. But thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me, as signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee. Go.
I'm almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Sweet flowers, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh woe, thy canopy is dust of snow, which with sweet water nightly I will do. Or, wanting that, with tears distilled by mine, the obscene deeds that I for thee will keep nightly shall we strew thy grave. The boy gives warning. Something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight to disturb my obsequies and true love's right? What? With a torch? Muffle me, knight, a while.
Hold. Take this letter. Early in the morning, see that delivered to my lord and father. Give me the lights. Upon thy life I charge thee, whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof, and do not interrupt me in my course, for why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence be gone.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that. Farewell. Live and be prosperous, good fellow. Farewell.
For all this to say, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
I detest of them all. Thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel thereof, thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open. And in despite I'll cram thee with more food.
This be that banished, haughty Montague that murdered my love's cousin, which with free, it is supposed, the fair creature died. Here is come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop thine hollow toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither, good, gentle youth. Tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence, and leave me. Think upon these gone, let them affright thee, I beseech thee, youth. Put not another sin upon my head, by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone, and hereafter say, a madman's mercy bid thee run away.
I do defy thy combination, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
Oh Lord, they fight. I will go call the watch.
God be merciful. Open the tomb. Claim me with Juliet.
In faith, I will. For my love, my wife, hath sucked the honey of thy breath, hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks. Death's pale flag is not advanced there. Eyes, look your last; arms, take your last embrace; and lips, oh you, the doors of breath, sealed with the righteous kiss. Thus I enforce thy rod and jaws to open. In this come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide. Here's to my love. True apothecary. Thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
St. Francis be my speed. How oft tonight have my old feet stumbled at graves. Who's there?
Here's one. Oh, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yon that vainly lends its light to grubs and idle skulls? As I discern, it burneth in the Capel's monument.
Oh, it does so, holy sir. There's my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
How long hath he been there?
Full. Half an hour.
Go with me to the vault, then.
Oh, I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and did menace me with death if I did stay and look upon his intent.
Stay, then. I'll go alone. Oh, fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill and thrifty thing.
As I slept under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo! Oh, hail! Who else? What? Paris, too? And steeped in blood? Oh, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable prior. Where's my lord? I remember well where I should be, and here I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion and unnatural sleep. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead, and Paris too. Come, I'll dispose of thee among the sisterhood of holy nuns. Say not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go, get thee hence, for I will not away. What's here? Cup close to my true love's hand. Poison, I see her been sent. Choked up all and left no friend to draw to help me after. Lead, boy, which way? Nay, noise? Then I'll be brief. Oh, heavy dagger. This is thy sheath. Here rust, and let me die.
This is the place. There where the torch doth burn.
Ground is bloody. Search about the courtyard. Whoever you find, attach. Oh, pitiful sight. Here lies the county slain and Juliet bleeding, warm and new killed. Here hath lain these 2 days buried. Go, run to the prince, tell the Capulets, raise up the Montagues. Some others, search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes, we cannot without circumstance describe.
Here's Romeo's men, down in the churchyard.
Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Here's a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps as he was coming from his churchyard side.
A great suspicion, stay the friar too.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning rest?
What should it be that is so shrieked abroad?
Some cry Juliet, others Romeo, and others Paris, and run with open outcry towards our monument.
What fear is this which startles in our ears.
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris, slain, and Romeo, dead, and Juliet, dead before, warm and new killed.
Search, seek, and know how these foul murders come.
Here is a friar, and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them fit to open these dead men's tombs.
Oh heavens! Oh wife, look how our daughter bleeds!
The sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, thou art early up to see thy son and heir now early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief of my son's exile hath stopped her breath. What further woes conspire against mine age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Oh, thou untaught, what manners is this to press before thy father to a grave?
Seal up the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities, to know their spring, their head, their true descent. Then I will be general of your woes and lead you even unto death. Meantime forbear, let mischance be slave to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least. And here I stand both to impeach and purge, myself condemned and myself excused.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city. For whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to county Paris. Then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended for it, wrought on her the form of death. Meantime, writ to Romeo. He which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone came I, to take her from her kindred's vault. But before I came, some minute ere the time of her awakening, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo, dead. She wakes, and I entreated her, come forth, and bear this work of heaven with patience, but she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems, did violence on herself.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where is Romeo's man in this? What has he to say?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death, and then in post came he from Mantua, to the same place, to the same monument. This letter he early bid me give to his father, and threatened me with death, going into the vault, if I departed not and left him.
Give me the letter. Let me look upon it. Where's the county page who raised the watch? Cyril, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. And on comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him. And then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words. Their course of love, the tidings of her death, and here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, wherewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where are these enemies, Capulet and Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more. For I will raise her statue in pure gold, that whilst Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure in such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his lady's lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with its brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go forth and have more talk of these sad things. Some Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was there a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.